Hello, my name is Michael Din, and I'm going to be taking you through my day as an intern in Rome. Starting off this morning, we head out of the hotel, start going down the hill, but first I need to fill up my water bottle. One thing I love about Rome is how I can always get access to their drinking water. After I take a sip of water, I head down to the bus. On most mornings, when I'm not running late, I go to the Pastacheria and I get a cornetto and an espresso. At this point, I see my favorite coworker, Kendall, who tells me to turn my camera sideways, which I do. Now, we wait for the bus, something I'm not really used to from back at home. I've never really used the bus as I live on Cape Cod, but I enjoy the bus system here. Sometimes it's a few minutes late, but I don't really mind. I'd say it's pretty good.
Prossima fermata, Marmorata, Vanvitelli.
Don't you just love the sound for the next stop? My bus ride every day isn't too bad. It's about 10-15 minutes on the bus and only a 5-minute walk from there. At first it's a little busy, but by the time I get off, it's pretty quiet. The bus is quite helpful because I couldn't imagine having to find parking anywhere in Rome. The public transport in general in Rome is something that took a little bit of adjusting to, but now that I'm accustomed to it, I really enjoy it. Now, as I walk down to the academy, I pass by some of the guards and see some of the buildings they own. Now, as I make my way to the beautiful academy, I go to its gates and I check in before heading to the archaeological archive. Once Kendall and I check in at the gate, we head up to the archaeological archive. Once at the gate, we have to buzz in. Kendall and I had a little laugh here as I was recording her own video for this project. After buzzing in through the first gate, Kendall and I make our way to the office, where we have to buzz in just once more. Once our tutor Valentina lets us in, we follow her into the office of the archaeological archive. My responsibility in the office as an archaeological research intern is mostly organizing, filing, and cataloging to digitize everything that is in the archive. The Academy holds over 9,000 artifacts ranging from ancient Roman to Etruscan. I'm very fortunate to be able to have a hands-on experience with all these artifacts that many people would only be able to view in museums. To be able to work with ancient artifacts like this in such a historic city is something that you cannot replicate in the United States. Just today as I was working, an artist from China came to view an artifact so he can work with it for his own art piece. Now, Kendall and I are off to our mid-morning coffee break. In Italy, breaks are allowed a little more than America, where it's just work, work, work all day long and you get no break. Valentina always encourages us to take a break when we need it, and to get a coffee, I can never complain about that. Once entering the academy, you can see the gorgeous entrance and beautiful courtyard with fountain leading up to the cafe, where they have an amazing barista and top quality pastry chefs. Man, those look good. I take my double espresso and sit down and enjoy it before heading off to work. On most occasions, I will see one of the fellows who studies at the academy and converse with them. After drinking my coffee, I head back to work. And then after another hour and a half or so of work, it was around 1 o'clock and it was time for lunch. This afternoon, Kendall and I are having lunch with our tutor Valentina. She has been so amazing and so helpful to Kendall and I, teaching us so many new things this entire semester. On our way to lunch, we passed by the gardens and the green space of the academy, an oasis in Rome, where I can spend all my days sunbathing in that grass. Now, time for my favorite part of the day, lunch. I forgot to record a before video of the buffet because lunch was just so good. Every day, a team of professional chefs handcrafts a curated menu for the fellows and the staff. For the rest of the afternoon, Kendall and I picked up on the work we started this morning, cataloging and digitizing rolls of film photographing artifacts that the Academy has gathered in the early to mid 1900s. Now, as the workday comes to an end, it's the perfect time to head to tea. Tea time is a perfect time for fellows and staff members to take a break from all their studies and work and converse with the community, collaborating on ideas. Being able to work in an environment full of scholars and academics from all around the world is something that only can be experienced in Rome and not anywhere in the United States. I sip my tea and eat my biscuit as the day comes to an end. I take one last look at the 3D model of all the buildings the Academy owns on top of the hill. Once closing time comes around, I pack my bags and head out the front gate. The opportunity I have had to work in the American Academy in Rome is something I will never forget and is extremely worthwhile for a student studying abroad in Rome. Being able to be involved in an Italian work environment is something unforgettable.